Hey guys, welcome to Living Satisfied. Today we're going to be doing a second trimester overview, how my second trimester went overall. If you are interested in more pregnancy videos, baby videos, mom in general videos, or DIY projects and vlogs and things like that, consider pressing the subscribe button down below. We talk about all sorts of different things on this channel, and I would love for you to join our community. All right, so let's get started with number one. How do I feel overall? I feel pregnant. I'm 28 days right now, and so I just entered my third trimester, and I feel like the most common question you get when you are pregnant is, oh, how are you feeling? And you're like, I feel pregnant. And I always get laughed at that answer, but it's like, I just feel pregnant. Some days are good, some days are bad. I'm not gonna lie to the people asking me the question and be like, oh, it's great, pregnancy is so beautiful, because for some people it is, for me, not so much. As far as moving into the second trimester, I stopped getting morning sickness probably a couple weeks into second trimester. And now that I'm entering my third trimester, it's kind of coming back. And typically it's if I am like a little bit dehydrated, if I'm tired, and if I'm getting hungry, that I will like get nauseous, or if I just get overheated. I live in Nashville, Tennessee, and it is getting hot. It's like 90 degrees outside right now, and humid and hot. And so I don't do well with the heat anyways. And so I have definitely been having some nausea, but overall during my second trimester, I have been free from those symptoms. Number three is the gestational diabetes. So that's the biggest thing that I've been dealing with this pregnancy. I had gestational diabetes with my first pregnancy, and so I was by no means surprised that I got it this time around. That's pretty common. And I started taking my blood sugar, like pricking my fingers, from the very beginning. And so from the moment I found out I was pregnant, I just called my doctor and I was like, hey, I'm pregnant. I know I'm probably gonna have sugar regulation issues. Let's just go ahead and start checking. I refused to do the glucose test because, again, I already know I have blood sugar issues. So let's just prick my finger and be done with it. I am gonna be doing a whole separate video on gestational diabetes and kind of my thoughts and experience with it. And so I will put that up in like a little iCard whenever it is ready, or I will link it down below when I have that video uploaded and ready for you guys. I think it will be up next week. Next week. So stay tuned for that. But in short, gestational diabetes is basically sugar dysregulation, and it is hormone based. So I am managing it with my diet currently. I managed it with my diet the whole time with my son Jones, but again, it's hormone based. And so even though I will have a clean diet and things like that, sometimes you can't help it. But I'm a firm believer that you should do everything in your power to diet and exercise to help keep it at bay versus taking medication, because you can do it. It's just, you have to be a little bit more intentional about what you eat when you're pregnant, but it's so important to do that anyways. And so for me, it's a huge bummer, especially because I am a nutritionist by trade. But at the same time, it's like, it's gonna be better for my baby if I eat better anyways. So I don't know. For more thoughts about that, again, check out the video. So number four is basically, how is my body feeling overall? So I have gained, at my last doctor's appointment, which was about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, I had gained 14 pounds this pregnancy. And so I'm sure I've gained another like pound or two since then. And so we'll just round it up to like 15, 16 pounds. But overall, my body's feeling pretty not great. I want to say good, like that is, I want to say that I feel pretty good, but the reality is that a lot of times I just don't feel very good. I have a lot of back pain and round ligament pains and like pubic area pains. I have a thing called SPD, which is symphysis pubic dysfunction. And so I get a lot of pain because my relaxin hormone just kind of goes crazy and my whole body goes out of whack. So I've been seeing the chiropractor every single week, and that's been helping significantly. But I just kind of hurt. My back kind of hurts. I'll get really sharp ground ligament pains, and I'll get pain in my crotch area. Most women will get SPD at the very end of their pregnancy, but I'm really blessed to get it early in my pregnancies. It's actually been doing pretty well. My chiropractor helps a lot with it, but there's not a whole lot you can do besides wearing like belly bands, like support bands and things like that. So I've been wearing my support bands pretty religiously or taping it with like kinesiology tape, and it's been doing okay. But yeah, my body doesn't feel great overall. And I do have a 16-month-old. So he's almost a year and a half, and he's kind of heavy. And so carrying him around definitely doesn't help the case, but it is what it is. And I would say overall, my body feels okay most of the time. I just can't necessarily go on like long walks and like really exercise. So the fifth and final topic that I wanted to talk about today was my emotions, and that's probably the biggest thing that I have been dealing with. And I know I had this with Jones, but I feel like it's all brand new again. And I have just been kind of having like baby blues. That's like the best way I can describe it. Like, it's like what you feel when you have like postpartum depression, that kind of thing. I wouldn't classify myself as being depressed, but at the same time, I definitely have days where I feel a lot more depressed, and I have a harder time finding joy and being like happy overall. And that's been a huge bummer. I deal with anxiety anyways. So outside of pregnancy, I deal with anxiety and panic attacks on a regular basis. And so when I get pregnant, my pregnancy hormones definitely increase that, especially during the first trimester. But it's been pretty manageable overall, at least as far as like anxiety and panic attack wise. I've been okay. I don't take medication or anything like that for my anxiety. I just try to manage it to the best of my abilities. And it doesn't typically inhibit me on like a daily basis. I don't know if that's even true, because it probably does inhibit me on a daily basis. Maybe a weekly basis. There might be times that like I will not go to the park with my son, or, go out and about because I feel anxious. And so that is hard, and especially being pregnant and feeling like just kind of depressed, it's been hard. And I think that has been the hardest part of this pregnancy thus far, is just feeling kind of blue. And I have, a good support team and things like that, but ultimately it is what it is, and it's unfortunate. And I do my best to take care of myself. So I have been like taking a nap once a day when Jones naps, and trying to just do things that normally would spark joy for me. Like even just like taking walks, like trying to be active, trying to like go out, if I'm having a harder day, like just going to Target or something like that, just to get out of the house and to be around other people. And even though sometimes it brings on a panic attack, ultimately I'm happier with going out and doing something, even if that's just like getting groceries. Like that is my goal for today, is to get groceries. But overall, I've been just giving myself grace. If I just want to put on a show for Jones and I and just lock him in the den area with me and us just kind of chill for the day, I do that. And I try not to worry about it too much. I try not to worry about his TV time and that kind of thing too much. He honestly doesn't really pay attention to TV anyways. But I definitely have been struggling big time with happiness and finding joy. And I remember having this with Jones, and I remember having just postpartum depression and baby blues after Jones as well. And so I'm just kind of ready to be over that. I'm ready for this baby to come and to feel like myself. I just don't feel like myself when I'm pregnant. So that is my second trimester review. Overall, I guess I'm feeling good. I'm gonna be completely honest in saying I don't like being pregnant. I like being able to feel clear. I like that I am able to grow a baby, that I'm able to get pregnant easily and hold on to my pregnancies successfully. And that is a huge, huge blessing that I do not take for granted by any form or fashion. But on the day in and day out, like, situation, I just don't enjoy being pregnant. And that's a big reason why I haven't posted to this channel in a whole entire month, is because I've been struggling with some depression and just motivation and managing being present with my toddler. You know, I want to be the best mom that I can be, and sometimes filming videos takes more time and effort. It takes a couple hours to, you know, get a video together and post it. And so I do apologize for not posting for a month, but I need to do, you know, spend that energy loving my son and loving my husband. More importantly is, you know, the relationship between my husband and I. And yeah, but I'm excited for her to come. I cannot believe that I am in my third trimester at all. Like, I'm kind of in shock. I told my husband yesterday, I was like, yeah, we're in our third trimester. And he was like, what? And he's like, okay, so today he woke up and he was like, okay, so, you know, I'm gonna mulch the yard today, and then, you know, maybe tomorrow we can finish, you know, getting the wood on the shed. And like, he all of a sudden was like doing his own form of nesting, which I have been doing for the past like a few weeks, of being like, Jay, like, we need to get this stuff done. Like, once we have a second kid, like, it's gonna be a lot harder to get things done. And I think the reality is kind of setting in for him too, which is fun. But this video is getting long enough, and if you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to answer them, and I will see you guys next time. Again, press the subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.